What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Puma box mod. Alright guys, so the random question of the day is, what is the craziest thing you've ever done with your hair? I want to hear from you guys out there. Just drop your stories and comments right down there in the box below. This was kind of inspired by today because I thought it was a good idea to shave my head. So yeah, no more hair up top of there. Not that I had much to begin with, but with that, I think the craziest thing had to be when I had a faux hawk. Yes, there was a time when I used to rock a faux hawk. I decided to dye my whole head black, except for two red stripes that ran down the middle, and I ended up looking like Rufio from the movie Hook. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. Maybe the patrons will get to see a picture of that, but otherwise I've done a lot of crazy stuff with my hair. You know, in 5th grade, I think that was probably one of the earliest times I did anything really dramatic, but I dyed my hair green, and I totally blame my sister for this one because she used to be into punk rock and totally got me into it, so it's all her fault. But yeah, I want to hear your guys' stories right down there in the comment section below. So today we're looking at this one right here, the Puma mod from vapor-storm, with a big huge shout out and thank you going to EcoVape for sending this one my way for the purpose of making this video. So this one is very similar to the Tesla Y mod in size, shape, and form factor, and it has the same kind of weight to it as well. It's very lightweight and it's all plastic for the body of this thing, but overall it hits super duper hard and it's relatively cheap. So taking a look online, this device comes in 8 different color options for you to choose from. You have Graffitis 1, 2, and 3. You have Old Story, which is kind of looks like a newspaper clipping or something like that. You have a Camo Gray, one called Forever Love, and 2 limited edition versions. And it's going to run you about 50 British pounds if you're shopping on EcoVape's website. Over here in the States, we can get them for about $35, so keep your eyes open for those. And of course, I will provide you guys with links right down there in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the Puma mod in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging and then we'll talk about what's inside. So first and foremost, as you can see, very plain packaging. No thrills with this one here whatsoever, not even any spot gloss, which is actually amazing to me because pretty much everything has spot gloss nowadays. You have vapor-storm right there, a wireframe representation of the device, and Puma box mod. On the bottom, you have Puma, and on the top, you have vapor-storm. No surprises there. This side you have vapor-storm-e-cig.com if you want to check out their actual website. Warnings, made in China, that kind of thing. And on this side here you get a little bit of a swatch kind of representation of what style you're getting, even though it's really hard to tell even with these little pieces right here because it just, you can't really visualize it on a mod. But in any case, as you can see, mine is the Old Story version. And on the back, pretty much your basic stuff here as well. Some box contents, you have some specs, you have a little thing that shows the different pieces, scratch off authentication, and your warnings once again. And let's go ahead and take a look inside here. First thing we get, actually first thing is the inside lid has another little kind of thing that shows you all the different parts. Not that that's really necessary, honestly, because it's on the back of the box. But we have a little user manual. It is fold out. I mean, the printing is a little bit bigger, and there's some decent graphics. Not the greatest. You know what? I'm taking off 5 points. I'm sorry. Minus 5 points for the manual. Jeez. We have a little caution warning card here. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to read that. It is in the ugliest colors ever, yellow and red. And then a little battery warning thing on the back there as well. We have the QC check card right there. Yes, it passed quality control. We have a mod, obviously. Of course, we have to have the mod. There it is. And we have a USB cable. And tiny little guy, really tiny USB cable. Not sure who's, you know, plugging this into their computer, but they're probably going to be dangling from it if that's the case, because this thing is super short. Alright guys, let's talk about the specs. First of all, it takes 2 high-amp 18650 batteries. The wattage output range is 1 to 200 watts. Minimum atomizer resistance is 0.06 ohms. Temperature control range is 212 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. It supports nickel, titanium, and stainless steel heating elements. It has TCR adjustments, as well as bypass mode. It's made of a lightweight ABS construction, 0.96-inch intuitive OLED display, oversized firing mechanism, ergonomically placed adjustment buttons. It has overcharge protection, overcurrent protection, overpower protection, over discharge protection, temperature protection, and short circuit protection. It has a micro USB charging port, and it's 510 threaded. All right, guys, real quick, we're just going to get you started with the Puma mod. So first thing we're going to do is take off the door. And as you can see, we have our little ribbon here. So we're going to put that underneath our batteries. And the top one is the spring-loaded connection, so we're going to do that. And we're going to do, this one's going to be a little trickier. There we go. That goes into place. Back door goes on. Flip it around, and it's already on. So there you go. There you can see the screen nice and clear. And it's got a lot of information on the screen, some of it which is not necessary, but you know what? That's not a huge deal there. So on this side, we have our power down button, and if you press and hold, it goes rather quickly, but you can also tap it and it goes in 0.1 watt increments. On this side here, we have our power up button. So once we get up over 80 watts, it goes in full watts, as you can see there. And if you want to change your power mode, you can go and press these two buttons at the same time, and then you just want to just tap either left or right, and you can go to the different modes. You can have TCR, bypass, temp control modes in either titanium or stainless steel or nickel. And I'm just going to go back to variable wattage real quick and just tap the fire button to lock that in place. So as you can see, the screen is now off, and I just want to show you guys how fast this thing fires up. So I'm just going to be quiet for a second and let you guys hear this. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this little close-up section. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of this video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off with the pros, my first pro is that this thing is super lightweight. Even with 2 batteries in it, this thing still weighs next to nothing, which is really, really nice because nowadays it's hard to find a good, hard-hitting 2-battery mod that doesn't weigh a million pounds. I mean, so many mods nowadays are just filled with extra features and gadgets and gizmos attached to them, LEDs and all that sort of thing. This one here is pretty bare bones, but it keeps the weight down, which is really nice for just carrying around all day. My second pro for this one is that it's powerful. This thing goes up to 200 watts. Right now I've got it set to 75, which feels a little bit stronger than some other mods that I own because, I don't know, I feel like the other mods that I have feel a little bit on the throttled side where you're getting the full power out of this one here. My third pro today is the response time. Even if the screen is completely turned off, the second you hit that fire button, this thing starts making vapor, which is absolutely phenomenal. If you guys are fans of the Voopoo drag mod, then you're absolutely going to love this thing. And my fourth and final pro for this one is that it's super ergonomic. It feels great in the hand. It's just the right size and shape for me. And my hands are slightly bigger than average, but I feel like it's going to be great for pretty much everyone out there. And it kind of has that rubberized coating feel to it, although I don't believe it's coated with anything, which is really nice. So I'm not afraid that the coating is going to chip off or anything. It's just the feel of the plastic. So overall, feels great in the hand, super lightweight, and it makes for a great all-day carry. Alright guys, so moving on to the cons, my first con is that this thing could potentially break very easily. It is all plastic, and I haven't really dropped this thing at all, so I really can't say anything as far as my own personal experience because mine is still in perfect condition, but I feel like this one would be easily breakable, especially for you guys out there that might be a little bit on the clumsy side and you drop your mods all the time. I would definitely not recommend the vapor-storm-puma. My second con today is the battery door. Now, the battery door started off as a pro for me because it's the magnetic kind and not the bottom latch design, which I can't stand. But over time, this battery door has gotten very loose on me. At the beginning, it was really tight on there and it really held the batteries in well, but I feel like with even a good jostle, this thing could fly off with a moment's notice and you could potentially break it. But with that, it's kind of speculative. It's never happened to me, but I will tell you it's gotten very loose over time and I feel like it's only going to get worse from there. And my third and final con for this one is that it lacks originality. Originality. It just feels like a clone of the Y mod from Tesla, and it just doesn't have anything super different about it to make me go, okay, well, that's an original idea. It looks the same, it feels the same, it kind of performs the same, and I just feel like they could have done something just a little bit different to kind of differentiate the two mods, but it feels like they just either bought the design or something like that and just started making them themselves. But you know what? I can't say too much bad about it because the device itself, performance-wise, is amazing. So at the end of the day, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one in for review? I'm going to say yes to this one. The performance itself just makes me want to buy one of these things. Not to mention the fact that it comes in a bunch of different kind of colors and designs, which makes it a little bit better to kind of personalize it to your own sort of style there. So yeah, I think this thing is definitely a good buy, especially for around the $35 mark. That is pretty darn cheap. So if you guys want to pick one of these up for yourself, I'll leave a link right down there in the description below. But that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments right down there in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Puma mod. Check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on.